Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The Washington Commanders are walking into Week 3 of the NFL season with more questions than answers, and the biggest one of all revolves around the health of rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels. After an electrifying start to his professional career, Daniels now finds himself in the middle of an injury scare that has left fans on edge, analysts speculating, and head coach Dan Quinn playing his cards close to the vest. The injury, suffered in the team's recent loss to the Green Bay Packers, has been diagnosed as a sprained knee. It's not expected to be a long-term setback, but his status for Sunday's matchup against the Las Vegas Raiders is anything but certain. For a team trying to establish an identity under new leadership and a revamped defensive system, this is a storyline that could shape not just one game, but the overall trajectory of their season. Daniels has been nothing short of a revelation since stepping under center for Washington. Drafted number 2 overall in the 2024 NFL Draft, he was brought in as the centerpiece of the Commanders' rebuild. His dual-threat ability, explosive playmaking, and leadership have already transformed the offense into something far more dynamic than fans have seen in years. But as is often the case with rookie quarterbacks, every snap brings risk, and this early season injury is a stark reminder of just how fragile the NFL journey can be. Insiders close to the situation have reported that Daniels' injury is classified as day-to-day, and while the MRI revealed no structural damage, the uncertainty looms large. What makes this situation even more tense is the opponent Washington is set to face next, the Las Vegas Raiders, and their defensive cornerstone, Max Crosby, a relentless edge rusher with a reputation for wrecking games. Quinn addressed the media for the first time since the injury, and true to form, he was guarded in his comments. The veteran coach made it clear that Daniels is being evaluated daily and that no decision will be made until the medical staff is completely confident the rookie can play without risking further complications. I know there will be lots of questions about our QB, but here's what I know. He had an MRI and is truly day-to-day, Quinn said. What does that mean for Sunday? I can't tell you that now. We'll have more Wednesday. It was a statement designed to buy time, but also one that underscores just how seriously the Commanders are approaching this situation. They know Daniels is their future, and no early season matchup, not even one against a playoff hopeful like the Raiders, is worth jeopardizing his long-term health. That said, the timing of this injury could not be worse for Washington. Through the first 2 weeks of the season, Daniels has been the engine driving Cliff Kingsbury's offense. His mobility forces defenses to account for him on every play. His accuracy has been better than advertised, and his confidence has lifted the players around him. Take him out of the equation, and the entire scheme looks significantly less threatening. Marcus Mariota, the veteran backup, has the experience to keep things afloat, but he lacks the explosive upside Daniels brings to the table. Mariota can manage the game, avoid mistakes, and use his legs when necessary, but the difference between the two is night and day. Against a pass rush as aggressive as the Raiders, that drop-off could be glaring. Quinn knows this, and that's why his comments emphasized not just medical clearance, but functional ability. Daniels won't just need to be pain-free. He'll need to demonstrate in practice that he can cut, change direction, and move fluidly in and out of the pocket. Anything less than his normal form, and the Commanders will be forced to sit him. This kind of cautious approach might frustrate a fan base desperate for wins, but it's the only logical path. Daniels is too important to the team's future to risk aggravating an injury that could linger or worsen. As Quinn himself stated, no stone will be left unturned, and the organization is determined to make sure Daniels only returns when he's ready. It's worth noting that Thursday Night Football already played a role in this situation. Short weeks are notoriously brutal in the NFL, and Washington's decision to roll Daniels out just days after their season opener may have inadvertently increased the risk of injury. The league might love the ratings that come with primetime games, but coaches and players know the toll it takes on the body. Daniels' sprained knee is a reminder that every decision in the NFL comes with consequences, and Quinn now has to deal with the fallout. From Daniels' perspective, the challenge will be tempering his competitive fire. He's a player with immense drive, someone who has already shown he thrives on proving doubters wrong. He will almost certainly want to play, even if he's not at 100%, because that's what leaders do. But the Commanders have to be the adults in the room here. They've invested heavily in his future, and protecting him now ensures he can continue to grow into the franchise quarterback they believe he can be. That step-by-step process Quinn referenced applies to every injured player on the roster, but when it comes to Daniels, the stakes are higher. Every snap he takes matters, not just for 2024, but for the long-term foundation of the franchise. The uncertainty has left fans anxious, but also reflective about the importance of building depth and resilience. Injuries are an unavoidable part of football, and how a team responds to adversity often reveals more about its character than anything else. If Daniels sits out, it becomes an opportunity for Mariota to prove his worth as a backup, for the offensive line to step up against a ferocious pass rush, and for the coaching staff to adjust their game plan on the fly. It's a scenario no one in Washington wanted, but it's the reality they now face. The Raiders are a formidable opponent, but the Commanders' ability to rally without their star rookie could send an important message about the culture Quinn is trying to instill. The road ahead will be determined in the coming days. Wednesday's practice session is expected to provide clarity, and fans will be watching closely for signs of Daniels' participation. Every report, every insider note, and every clip from practice will be dissected as Washington holds its breath. For now, all Quinn and the Commanders can do is prepare for both possibilities: a game plan with Daniels at the helm, and a contingency plan with Mariota leading the way. It's a delicate balancing act, one that will test Quinn's leadership, Kingsbury's adaptability, and the resilience of the entire roster. Whether Daniels plays or not, this early season challenge could very well define the Commanders' identity moving forward. What's undeniable is that the Commanders are building something. The excitement around Daniels is real, the defense is showing signs of life, and the coaching staff has injected a sense of discipline and belief that has been missing for years. But as this injury scare shows, building a contender takes patience, perspective, and sometimes a willingness to play the long game. Daniels will be back, whether this week or in the near future, and when he does return, Washington will once again have its most dynamic weapon on the field. Until then, the mantra remains the same: step by step, day by day, with eyes firmly on the bigger picture. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL and left fans buzzing across social media, Chase Young, the star pass rusher, is reportedly back with the Washington Commanders in what insiders are calling a lightning trade that no one saw coming. The rumor, first whispered in some of the league's tightest circles, has grown into a full-blown frenzy, and the timing couldn't be more dramatic. Young, who has been a figure of intrigue since entering the league, seems to be stepping back into the city where his professional journey truly began, and the implications for the Commanders' defense are already fueling endless speculation. Sources close to the team are hinting at last-minute negotiations, backroom discussions, and a series of unexpected moves that pave the way for this sudden reunion. The whispers suggest that the trade wasn't just about numbers on a sheet. It was about strategy, identity, and sending a message that Washington isn't backing down in its pursuit of defensive dominance. For months, the chatter around Chase Young has been relentless. Analysts, commentators, and fans alike have debated his future, his fit in various schemes, and his potential impact if he were to move teams. Some predicted he would land with a contender on the verge of a Super Bowl run, while others argued that his heart, loyalty, and unfinished business would inevitably pull him back to Washington. And now, according to sources, that theory appears to have materialized. While the exact terms of the trade are still shrouded in secrecy, the urgency and speed of the move suggest that both sides, Young and the Commanders' management, felt the timing was critical. In the high-stakes world of the NFL, where momentum can define a season, this isn't just a player returning. It's a statement that Washington intends to shake up the league and reclaim its identity as a defensive powerhouse. Fans have been flooding social media with reactions that range from sheer excitement to cautious optimism. Memes, highlight reels, and clips from past games featuring Young are resurfacing at an unprecedented rate. There's a palpable sense of anticipation, as if the league itself is holding its breath. Conversations are happening in online forums, sports bars, and locker rooms, all speculating on how the Commanders' lineup will transform with Young back in the fold. The buzz isn't just about his athletic ability, although that alone is a game changer. It's about leadership, presence, and the intangible energy a player of his caliber brings to a locker room. Teammates, reportedly, are equally thrilled, with insiders noting that morale within the defensive squad has skyrocketed since the news broke. The vibe is electric, almost like a new chapter of the Washington Commanders' story is unfolding right before our eyes, and Chase Young is stepping back into the role of protagonist. What makes this rumor even juicier is the context surrounding it. Washington has had a turbulent season, marked by highs and lows, questionable trades, and a coaching staff under immense pressure to deliver results. Bringing Young back isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's a strategic pivot that could redefine the team's trajectory. Analysts are already dissecting how this will affect the pass rush, the defensive schemes, and the matchups against the league's most formidable quarterbacks. Will Young's presence be enough to catalyze a turnaround, or is this more of a psychological play designed to rattle opponents and energize the fan base? The speculation is feverish, and the narrative writes itself. A former star returning to his roots, armed with talent, experience, and a chip on his shoulder, ready to prove that he belongs where he started. Meanwhile, rival teams are reportedly scrambling behind the scenes, reassessing their own strategies in light of the news. If the trade is confirmed, every quarterback, offensive coordinator, and defensive planner will need to account for the return of a player whose name alone demands attention. The ripple effects could be enormous, altering game plans, draft strategies, and even the balance of power within the conference. Sources close to the league have hinted that some front offices were blindsided by the speed of the transaction, suggesting that Washington pulled off a move that few anticipated. In the world of the NFL, where rumors can explode into headlines overnight, the potential implications of Young's return are nearly limitless. This isn't just a story about a player coming back. It's a chess move, a recalibration, and a signal that Washington is ready to compete at the highest level again. Speculation is also rampant about the personal side of the story. Chase Young, known for his intensity on the field and his charisma off it, is rumored to have had candid conversations with coaches, management, and even former teammates before agreeing to return. Friends and family, according to those close to him, have reportedly weighed in, with advice ranging from career strategy to personal fulfillment. The narrative is compelling. A young athlete at the crossroads of fame, fortune, and legacy, choosing to come back to a city where he left a mark, eager to complete the story he started. Media outlets are already drawing comparisons to past NFL comebacks, framing this as a defining moment not just for Young, but for the Commanders' culture. It's a storyline rich with drama, potential redemption, and the kind of headline-making intrigue that fuels both debate and fandom. Of course, every rumor carries a dose of uncertainty. While the chatter is intense and sources seem credible, nothing is finalized until official announcements are made. But in the meantime, the frenzy continues, and fans are crafting entire game day scenarios in their minds. What will the defensive line look like? How will Young mesh with emerging talents? Could this spark a playoff push, or even a championship run? Analysts are dissecting every angle, from cap implications to on-field chemistry, and the speculation only adds fuel to the fire. Social media timelines are exploding with highlight clips, speculative graphics, and passionate debates, proving that in today's NFL, a single trade rumor can dominate conversation for days, weeks, or even months. In short, the Chase Young to Washington story, whether fully confirmed or still simmering as rumor, has captured the imagination of fans and insiders alike. It represents more than a roster adjustment. It's a moment of narrative convergence, where past promise, present strategy, and future potential collide in a whirlwind of speculation and anticipation. For the Commanders, it's a chance to reassert themselves, to remind the league that talent, timing, and bold decisions can rewrite expectations. And for Young, it could be the next defining chapter in a career that has already generated headlines, highlight reels, and endless debate. As the NFL world waits for confirmation, one thing is certain: the buzz, the chatter, and the sheer excitement surrounding this potential move are impossible to ignore, making the return of Chase Young to Washington a story that will dominate conversations far beyond the field. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.